But today I'm gonna do a get ready with me. I have to wash a new wig and get myself together. So let's do it. But first, I need to rewrap my mannequin head with some fresh plastic. This is probably the first plastic I ever put on it, and it's like ratty and raggedy. So all I'm gonna do, I have to take out all these pins, and it's a ton of them. I just put all the pins I probably had on hand in this mannequin head just so I don't lose them. And then I'm just gonna rewrap it. And this is just some clear plastic wrap from the kitchen. So the goal in wrapping the mannequin head is to make sure that if you have hair with moisture that it doesn't soak down into the actual head and stain it, or if you're using oils or anything. So I'm just taking big chunks to make sure that I'm covering up every single piece of the canvas. Once that's done, I'm going to stick some pins down at the base just to make sure that it's secure and that the plastic doesn't move when I'm putting wigs on it in the future. Now it's time to unbox this wig. Again, I got this wig from TikTok. It's called OQ Hair. And here's everything included in the box, which the box says, "Crown yourself queen of hair today," which is cute. I like that they have like a little lavender box too. And most wig companies, if they give you a wig, they also give you some accessories. And this company did as well. And I'll show you what I have in there, starting with some edge tape, which I don't tape any of my wigs. That's just not my ministry. I am a glueless girl. Glueless is my ministry, and I will never ever tape a wig if I'm doing it myself. So inside this little free gift envelope, which is in addition to you buying the wig, but most companies do this, they gave me a headband, an extra headband in the back. So what you normally do is clip that to the back of the wig to give it some extra security. They gave a front headband thing, so if you want to melt, quote unquote, your lace or make it stick down better, you can. Got 2 hair clips, which I always enjoy, and a wig cap, which I did not have, so I was really happy that they included that. I don't like putting on wigs straight on my hair. I'm just so accustomed to using wig caps, and sometimes I even use it's like a wig barrier just to help it stay down in the front. And I may use that in another time, but I don't think I need that because that back of the headband makes that wig really, really secure. Moving on to the actual wig, I got a 20-inch body wave hair. And I used to buy a Yaki, it mimics my hair texture better, but I don't like the longevity with Yaki. My Yaki wig got really ratty after some years. And I mean, that's normal, but I don't want to have to deal with that if I'm buying a wig. So when I first took the wig out, I loved that it was pre-cut, and they said it was plucked, which it probably is, but those knots I can really see. And I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to bleach them knots. I'm just going to put some makeup on it just to make it disappear. But I did notice a stench in this hair. And what I recommend anytime you're getting a wig fresh, I know a lot of people online say, I took it straight out the box and I put it on. I'm never going to do that. I don't care if it didn't have a smell. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to wash the wig. And that's what I'm going to do now. All right, I'm back, and I just finished washing the wig, and the stench was very strong. I don't know if it's because they put some sort of chemical on the hair or what. I did put normal amounts of shampoo in it, but I just kept, going back and forth and rinsing it and adding more. And it took forever to wash all the soap out. I don't know what that's about, but I did that, conditioned it. Now I have it on the wig stand, and I am going to put it underneath the hooded dryer for about 30 minutes so that I can make sure that the cap is dry. And then after that, I'm going to start working on the hair itself. So I will show you that, and then I'll be back. I have about 20 minutes. before I need to really be out the door. So the wig dried really well underneath the overhead dryer. The cap got really dry. Everything worked out pretty well. I wanted to curl it, but I'm not going to have time for that today, so I'm going to improvise. And I'm just putting it on so I can get a kind of feel of how I want my... Oh, okay. How I want my makeup to be. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've worn any type of wig. Gonna take me a little getting used to. One thing I've never gotten used to is like lace. I don't know what it is. As long as I can get it to look semi-decent, and if not, there's always a such thing as a scarf. My face is gonna be easy. I always like to start off with my brows. Brush them out. And then the other end of this pencil, which is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's a brush on one end, and then it's the actual color on the other. Now just do short strokes because I can get heavy-handed with my brows. The point is to not have them be so defined, but noticeable. That's my goal anyway. I'm gonna brush them one more time, just to make them look as natural as possible. And then I'll follow up with a little brow glue, which is just like brow gel. And if you ask me, I think you can use just regular gel. It'll work just fine. I think that's what I'm gonna do after I use this up. I'm going to color correct my dark spots. Yes. And then here. Let that dry down a little bit. I am going to mix about 3 different products. So I'm going to mix this really light Fenty concealer that I've had forever, this Fenty Beauty foundation that I've had forever, shade 340, and then this MAC foundation in NC27, which to me is too light for me. But all 3 of these have different colors, and somehow they end up being my shade. And one thing I've learned via online is that you're not supposed to put stuff like foundation and I think even concealers directly on the face. You're supposed to pick it up with a brush or whatever your method is and then apply it. So I've got it all here. I'm going to mix it all together. And this is the color I have. And then I'm going to just place it in the same spots where I applied that color corrector. And I'm not being neat with it. And a little bit goes a long way. Then I'm not going to miss my neck. And then I'm going to take whatever's left and put it in my hands. I never do this, but I'm doing it today. And voila, covered for the most part. Now before I put on some powder, I am going to put on some Fix Plus. to help that stuff melt. All into one another. And then while my fan is drying my face, I am going to get the powders I'm going to use. So I'm going to use this. What is this? Oh, Becca. Yeah, Becca bronzer I'm going to use. I've been using this forever, and I still have a lot left. And I'm going to work that into my forehead just in case my scarf lifts. I'm going to work that into my cheekbones. Underneath my nose, underneath my chin, and that's it. I'm also going to take my blush at this time, and I'm mixing the two of these. This is from Fenty Beauty too. It is Kilowatt Foil, Mimosa Sunrise, and Sangria Sunset. I'm going to go directly in the middle, and I always, the highest point of the cheeks. Dab, dab, dab. Some on my nose. Some on the chin. And then I'm not going to use eyeshadow. Instead, I'm going to use the bronzer. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush and work that into my eyelid. Windshield wiper blades. Okay. And then I'm going to take some translucent powder and use my blush brush, which I hardly ever do too. And I'm going to work that into my sweat zones. And then I'm going to blend the bronzer. Add some of that to my bridge of my nose. Work it in here. Work it in here. Work it in here. Okay, I'm gonna sweep that I put on my blush. Okay, and then I'm virtually done. So off camera, I put on some setting spray, which helped meld the makeup I had, and I added a scarf. I'm back home, and I made the right call putting a scarf on to conceal my secrets with my hair. So I said earlier, I have no complaints with this hair. I think it's thick. I think it's a true body wave. However, I told y'all I washed this hair about 5 times with shampoo, and then I conditioned it very well. It was fine when I left the house, but when I got outside, the smell came back. So I did go online and look up to see what that smell could be on their website. And per their website, it's possible that it's some sort of disinfectant that they spray on the hair, or it could be just from, traveling in that hot plastic. So I don't know what the smell is, but I'm going to rewash it probably again tomorrow. I did put some spray oil on this hair that has a coconut scent to it, which is this. What is this company? OGX Organics, I guess. And typically I do put this on wigs just to give it a nice scent, but just like hair perfume, but it did not work with this, and I can smell it. I can smell the coconut plus that odor. I don't know what that is. But okay. That's it. And my makeup lasted. You know, it's not so bad. I got a little greasy, but not so bad. No complaints. No complaints. All right, till next time. See ya. Bye.